Welcome back. You're watching FBC Sports. The Fiji Rugby Union has confirmed it has filed a complaint with their French counterparts over the unavailability of Tone Ngovu for the Europe Tour. This is a day after allegations were made that 3 Fijian players were bribed to forego playing for the Flying Fijians last year. Indra Singh spoke to one man who has in-depth knowledge of why players will never commit commercial suicide.
Yesterday, it was the claims of 3 players being paid to forego playing for the Flying Fijians. Former Racing Metro coach Simon Mannix claimed Tone Ngovu, Cyril Mbombo and Josh Matavesi were all paid not to play for the Flying Fijians at the Pacific Nations Cup last year, which eventually ruled them out of the World Cup. Now, Ngovu is again under the spotlight as the independent newspaper reports FRU has raised its concern of the player pulling out of the current Europe Tour due to injury. But he went on to play for his club in the T14 competition. A former coach says it is common knowledge why this happens.
You know, with Fiji or the other lesser countries, the Tier 2 countries, they don't have as much support as the Tier 1 countries. This is one of the things of the players would face on which way they have to go. It's their career and their future, or coming back to represent Fiji. I think this is the things that most of these developing countries would face.
When FBC contacted IRB Oceania General Manager William Glenwright, he said, quote, "I won't be making a comment on this today. We are currently exploring this matter further and will be making a comment at a later date," unquote. Minister of Sports, Commander William Enopoto, says they are aware of the claims, but will let FRU decide on the next course of action. So now, it's up to the rugby powers to decide on what should and needs to be done to avoid the bullying tactics against smaller nations. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Still with the Flying Fijians, and they have all but one Europe-based player in camp with just 4 days remaining for the England test. The question remains, will they get their maiden win against their hosts? Shalvin Chand spoke to the Fiji camp, who say they will have the best team to take on the Roses.
Yet another setback for the Flying Fijians as Jovilis Ndomalelai has visa issues, which the team hopes will be overcome. There are also concerns that there is no way to test the run-on team before they take on England.
That is the challenge, that one of the greatest challenges that remain in this team. If we try to prepare a full squad, a full test squad within a very short period of time, especially within this 5 days window, and with that we haven't had the opportunity to any warm-up match to see how the boys will respond to each other.
And the winter has just become colder, and the London rain is not making things easy.
The weather is actually affecting the performance, the training, but we're really pushing them hard to adapt to the cold weather conditions, especially when it's very cold and it's raining. And the boys are finding it very hard, except for the boys who've played in Europe.
The Flying Fijians will take on a full-strength England side. Coach Inoke Male knows there will be no room for mistakes as he gets his run-on team together. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
Players who will be part of the Fiji 7 squad will not be allowed to play any tournaments after this weekend. The team will be named tomorrow for the Dubai Sevens, and the players selected will only take part in the services tournament.
Since its inception 13 years ago, Fiji has never won the Dubai Sevens. The coaches are hoping to change this.
We will win the tournament in Dubai, but we encourage the boys. This year will be different for 13 years ago. We need to be winning in Dubai. They know what to do, and we all work together on that. And then tomorrow we'll name the 14. Then after that we'll name the 12. Take us to Dubai.
The team will move back into camp next week so the winning momentum can be maintained.
We'll be back next week, Tuesday. We'll be back on Tuesday. That's when we start our training session on the field. That's 2 weeks. There will be some session for them. That's why we never released them in the Gold Coast.
The Fiji camp is fixed on breaking the jinx in Dubai. Fiji is in Pool A with Kenya, Spain and Scotland.
And for those of you who want to get your favorite Sevens players in action, they will be at Ratudakambo Park this weekend in the Services Sevens. Shalvin Chan, FBC Sports.
The pool draws for the National Club Championships football zonal playoffs were held in Suva today. Only teams from the South and West will take part, as Northern districts did not complete their local league competitions. For the South, teams have been put into 3 pools, with Pool 2 having 4 teams while the others have 3 each. In the West, there will be 6 clubs taking part, who have been divided into 2 pools. For the finals, 5 clubs from the South, which will be 3 pool winners and 2 best runners-up, and the 3 pool winners from the West will qualify. That was your Wednesday night sports. Until tomorrow, good evening.